I'm going to be bottling meatballs, and I'm doing it in 3 different sauces. The first one is going to be a Swedish meatball, and I'll show you the recipe for that. This is sweet and sour, and it's just, you can just use your basic, any kind of sweet and sour. Mine is just like a vinegar, oil, ketchup. I use apricot jam for the sweetener and a little honey, sour. You can use whatever type of sauce you want. This one is a teriyaki. It's just the soy sauce, brown sugar, and a little bit of beef bouillon. And so, this is how I do it. So we start out by making the meatballs. And I've got 10 pounds of hamburger here. And you can use whatever kind of recipe you like for your meatballs. I've just been doing a basic recipe and putting in some Worcestershire, a little Creole, garlic, and then I like to put in oatmeal that I've ground up really fine in my food processor. So it just kind of helps hold the moisture in. Put some of that in, and then Italian breadcrumbs. And then once that gets all mixed up, you roll them into balls and make your meatballs. And I like to bake mine in the oven. It works out much better if you just have a rack like this. You can stack it on a cookie sheet, and I do 2 racks at a time, 2 layers at a time, and then you can just bake them in the oven on about 375 for about 25 minutes, depending on what size your meatballs are on. For about an inch and a half size meatball, about 25 minutes. And then all the grease and the drippings go down into your cookie sheets, and they're ready to go into the jars when you're done. So first I'm going to mix up my hamburger. Okay, so now while the meatballs are baking, you're going to get your sauce ready. The first sauce we're going to be doing is a Swedish meatball type sauce, and you use a can of cream and mushroom soup. This is my cash and carry can. If you're doing a lot of jars like I am, you're going to want a large amount. Okay, and then to that we're going to add 1 can of water. Because we're pressure canning this, going in the canner, you don't want to use milk. So 1 can of water. And then 2 packages of onion soup mix. And really all onion soup mix is dehydrated onions and beef bouillon. So you could make your own if you want to, or you could just use your onion soup mix. And we're going to stir that up. And you have that nice and heated, so when the meatballs come out, we're ready to put them in our jars, and we'll have hot sauce to go over the jars. Okay, so while my meatballs have been cooking and my sauce is heating, I've also prepared my jars. They are washed and sterilized and being kept warm. And I've got my lids heating up here, and I have my water just starting to heat. You don't want your water to get too hot in my pressure canner. And now the meatballs are done. I'm going to take them out. Alright, the nice thing about doing it this way on a rack is all your grease goes down to the bottom, so you just have your nice meatballs ready and hot. And so we're going to just grab one of your jars and start filling it with meatballs. You're going to fill it up, but you don't want to pack them down too tight. So just kind of loosely put it in there. And then you're going to ladle your sauce. up to about 1 inch. You want to leave about 1 inch headspace for meat products. So put your sauce in until then clean off your rim and your lid. Put your warm. Tighten it down, not too tight, and fill your canner. And once your canner is filled, then you're going to follow your manufacturer's directions for your pressure canner. For meat, it's 10 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes per quart. Okay, once you've done your pressure cooking for 90 minutes and your pressure is completely down, you're ready to take your jars out, and once it's completely cool, you can take the jars out. Put them on the cloth, and they will continue to bubble a little bit and cool, and you want to let it completely cool before you take the rings off or touch them or do anything to them, but they should seal by the time they're completely cool. And there you have it, your canned meatball.